Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri Appellate Attorney, and I try to make the law make sense here on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about a case of judicial discipline. It's kind of an interesting case, so stay tuned. A couple of days ago, I posted a video that talked a great deal about what a tough job judges have and how most of them do it quite well. Well, today we have the story of a judge who doesn't quite meet that standard. This is from an article that was written in the ABA Journal online, and you can often find stories there that relate to law and that sometimes are quite funny. Other times they're quite touching. This one falls more in the line of funny. It comes to us from Arkansas, and the judge there is a judge by the name of Barry Sims. Here's what happened in Judge Sims' case. The Arkansas Supreme Court suspended the judge and ordered him to have a counselor or a life coach for rude and intimidating treatment of public defenders in his courtroom. He will be suspended for 30 days without pay, and he gets an additional 60-day suspension lifted if he takes remedial measures, including getting a life coach to help him with his rude and intemperate behavior. According to the undisputed facts that were cited by the Judicial Discipline Commission, in April of 2019, the judge was impatient, discourteous, and rude to a public defender during a hearing on a no-knock warrant. At one point, he left the bench while the public defender was questioning a witness. When the public defender was responding to an objection, judge would not let her make a record. His tone of voice was curt, and his facial expressions, demeanor, and actions alarmed other attorneys and members of the gallery. In May 2019, during voir dire in a criminal trial, which is jury selection, Sims called the lawyers to the bench and made statements about the way the public defender was conducting the voir dire. He asked the public defender whether her client had a defense and whether she would accept the guilty plea. The case ended in an acquittal. The judge's comments and demeanor were inappropriate and gave the appearance of an attempt to coerce a settlement. In October of 2019, Sims asked a public defender in open court whether she was going to file another judicial complaint against him. His words, tone, and demeanor were intimidating and improper. The defender had not actually filed a complaint. "Bullying is a harsh word, but everyone knows what it means," said David Sachar, the executive director of the commission, in an interview with a local TV station. "You're not going to be called a bully for one incident, it's a pattern. And in this case, the judge continued to treat people in such a way that it resulted in multiple complaints and this sanction." What happened in this case is that the judge reacted, or I should say overreacted, to certain arguments that were being made by public defenders. And as a result, he made remarks that were rude and intimidating. Now, the way it works in court is that advocates, lawyers, try very hard to get things done for their clients. Sometimes they make attenuated arguments. They try to stretch an inch into 3 feet, and that doesn't work. Normally what happens in that situation is that the lawyer will make his argument, and the judge will say, "Thank you very much, I understood your argument, I'll be ruling shortly." What he doesn't usually do is chastise the lawyer for the argument. It does happen sometimes, but it doesn't happen with enough regularity that you see it happen a great deal. In this case, the judge simply went a little bit too far in his rebukes of the public defenders, and there were more than one of them, were enough that they filed a complaint with the Judicial Discipline Commission, and the Judicial Discipline Commission in Arkansas took action. Now, there's two ways to look at this. One way is that a suspension of a judge is no big deal, and that they really should have done more to the judge, but I don't really think so. I would think that it would be a very difficult job to sit as a judge and hear the same arguments repeated numerous times when you have previously told people that those arguments are not going to work, or that they are out of order, or that they, for whatever reason, have made an argument that you are not going to consider in this particular case. But nevertheless, lawyers being lawyers, they're going to make their arguments, and when they make their arguments, the judges normally sit there and listen, and then they issue their rulings, and they issue their rulings on the basis of the law. They make legal rulings. That's all judges do, is make legal rulings. But judges are human too. They sometimes go off the rails. And when they do go off the rails, that's why we have judicial discipline commissions in the state courts, to rein them back in, to help them see the error of their ways. The idea that a suspension for 30 days is not a big deal, that's just nonsense. That damages that judge's reputation. I believe Arkansas elects judges, so it could very well hamper his opportunity to get reelected. It's a significant sanction. What happens normally in these situations is that the bar or the Judicial Discipline Commission, as the case may be, does an investigation. They look at transcripts. They look at what the judge actually said. They look at what the judge actually did. And then from that, they make a determination as to whether or not the judge overreached. In most cases, the judge is given the benefit of the doubt, as you might expect. But in this case, the judge simply went a little bit too far. So that's how this system works. And I thought this case was interesting enough that it deserved a little bit of a mention here on this vlog, because you don't usually see judges getting suspended very often. And when they do, it is unusual to see them be suspended for simply being rude to somebody. So that's the story of the Arkansas judge. I hope you found that interesting or entertaining. And if you have, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, as that would let YouTube know that this content is valuable and I can continue to make it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.